So here's a book where seemingly nothing happens, but under the surface, there's a whole lot of stuff happening. I'm talking about this novel, The Land in Winter by Andrew Miller. Absolutely fantastic book. They don't make them like this anymore. This was shortlisted for the Booker Prize last year, and for good reason, because it's absolutely amazing. It's a quiet and contemplative novel about some characters, essentially two couples who live in rural Western England in the early 60s. They're both bored. It's a pretty isolated region of the world, and the tensions in the marriages start to simmer and actually have started to simmer already. Added to that, there is a massively violent storm, a historical storm in the winter of 1962-63 that immobilizes the region, paralyzes communications, and so it adds a layer of pressure cooking to this environment that the characters are in. The characters are so well formed in this. They're fully formed humans. They're introduced at exactly the right pace in terms of what they're about, how they feel, and you really empathize with each of them, even the characters who are behaving quote unquote badly. And I say quote unquote because fundamentally this novel is kind of amoral. There is no real morality to it. There is just a sense that these characters are doing what their lives are pushing them to do, and what the context, which is so well described, this rural region, this very isolated region, this weather that locks them in, the historical context of World War II, having just been there and being such a major event for the nation, for the men in this story. This is really great, and how the characters react and are shaped by this context is really very well done. I love the setting, and even though it's a setting where, again, just doesn't seem like a lot happens, but all of the class system of England, all of the historical context really appears very strongly here. The emotion is real, the isolation is real, how it's affected by the weather and the context is real. It's just an absolutely fantastic book. I interviewed the author for my podcast. That was a great chat. That episode is now out. The link for my podcast is in the bio. Please check it out, and don't forget to subscribe. I'd love to hear from any of you if you've read Andrew Miller, what you thought of him, or other books that he's written that you might recommend to people in the community. It'd be great to share. In the meantime, keep reading. Thanks a lot. Bye.